much carbon dioxide does the average person emit in a year? Well, according to a 2022 study that was done by the United Nations, the average person emits 14.6 tons of carbon dioxide. Now, this is significant because carbon dioxide is what is known as a greenhouse gas. And greenhouse gases, well, those play a large role in global warming. And global warming is a phenomenon in which the world's temperature gradually increases, as shown in this diagram. And temperature increase plays a large role in climate change. For example, in a 2023 article published by the BBC, they discuss how the East African droughts have caused for 20 million people to be at risk of going hungry, and that's because of climate change. Now, I chose this topic because it's something that I'm interested in and have done research on, and it's something that everyone suffers the impact of. So in this presentation, I'm going to be discussing global warming and the problems it causes, and additionally, I will be discussing ways that we can help combat global warming. All right, so first problem that global warming causes is forest fires. Now, as seen here, I have a picture of West Lafayette, which is hundreds, if not thousands of miles away from Canada, and that is smoke from the Canadian forest fires. And now this image is 4 satellite images taken in like southern Canada and also the northern United States, and it shows, the smoke that's above them. Now, in a 2023 article that was published by the Washington Post, they discuss how from June 19th to June 25th, 3.5 million acres of forest burned. Now, this is really significant because that's 3.5 million acres that were inhabited by animals. And you think about the number of animals that have likely died or have likely been displaced because of that. And additionally, for those outside, those animals and even people outside, the air quality is really terrible. And we know that breathing in smoke is bad for us. And it can cause for serious health conditions. So another problem that global warming causes is the melting of the polar ice caps. Now, this is significant because polar bears and penguins, all those creatures, they rely on those. That's their habitat. And without it, they are becoming endangered. Not only that, but all that water, as shown from the image, all that water goes into the ocean. Now, in a 2023 study done by The Guardian, they discuss how if the global temperature rises by 5 degrees Celsius, then by the year 2300, the ocean levels will rise 19 to 22 meters. Now, that's a lot. That's for reference because we don't use the metric system. That's like 8.5 Christmas trees. Now, if we think about it, sea level rising, that's important because of coastal areas in the islands. And imagine all those animals and all those people being displaced because all that land is now underwater. All right, so now that we have talked about the problems caused by global warming, let's go to some things that we can do to help with global warming. So first, I'm going to talk about transportation. Now, in a 2012 paper that was published by Eckhard Helmers, he discusses how 26% of the energy we use comes from transportation. So it's pretty significant. And in this image right here, I have basically the emissions from like different forms of transportations. And as you see, they emit a lot of energy that goes in the form of carbon dioxide and is a greenhouse gas. So some of the things that we can do include biking or walking. And additionally, we can do things such as riding the bus, because 22 people riding one bus is a lot better than 22 people driving 22 separate vehicles. Now, additionally, we can look at the energy usage in our home. You see from this pie chart that shows the energy use that 29% of that energy we use is from heating. So we can install stuff like electric heat pumps that work more efficiently and cause for less carbon dioxide emissions. And in addition, we can do things such as install solar panels. And we can even take a look at, using LED lights and like limiting and turning off lights when we're done with them. All right, so in this presentation, we talked about a lot. So I'm kind of gonna summarize that. So we discussed global warming, or And in discussing global warming, we discussed the different solutions to global warming, and we discussed the problem that global warming causes. Specifically, we went over 2 problems that are caused by global warming, those being forest fires and those being the melting of the ice caps. Additionally, we talked about 2 solutions, those being to consider our transportation methods and to look at the energy usage in the home. Now, global warming is a pretty big issue to solve, and it's honestly something that we're going to need to take drastic measures to change. But all I'm asking you to do is to consider the things you do in your daily lives and to find a way to make changes so that you limit those greenhouse emissions and so that you help make the environment a better place.